Nick Brown, founder of Cooking Physics, and I help professional chefs become inspirational leaders by focusing on their passion, their profession, and their personal development. Welcome. So very thankful that you are here. I am super excited to have you guys all here. Today we're going to be talking about how to focus on your goals. It's goal setting for chefs. This is really the whole point about this whole thing, is to help you maintain that harmony in your life, maintain the fact that you are working on several different areas of your life. It's how to focus on your goals, how to make it happen, how to keep you out of burnout, and how to maintain that passion in your life. So, welcome so very much. I am very glad that you are here and excited to see what's going to happen. So, the first thing I want to talk about is the challenge that I've had personally with goal setting. I have always struggled with goals. I'd always worked really hard towards a goal for a short amount of time, really got into it, focused really hard, got about 90% of the way to that actual goal, and then I stopped. I just kind of I've got it. For the longest time, I always considered myself like this 90%er. Only 90% of the way. I get most of the way, I get to the point where I understood the things. This happened throughout my entire life. Let's put it this way, even in school, as I was going through school, I would finish my homework 90% of the way. And I'd get to the point where I understood it 100%. I completely understood the whole concepts and everything like that, but I never actually finished the homework. And because I never finished the homework, I wouldn't hand it in. And I would be getting, I would ace every single test, but my homework scores were garbage. Were in the toilet. And so because of that, the teacher was like, dude, what's the issue, man? Just hand in your homework. And I'm like, hey, it's not done. They'd be like, hand it in anyway. And I'm like, it's not done. So I would do projects. I would do woodworking projects. And I would hit it 90% of the way done. And that last 10% was always so difficult. Half the time I wouldn't finish it. I just use it as it is because it was, 90% done, but it wasn't 100% finished. Same thing happened with a lot of my goals. I get 90% of the way, but I never make it past that last 10% to actually finish it. In fact, I still got some projects at home that are that way. So what is it? Why am I telling you this? Because that's just how I've always been. And it wasn't until I started really getting into what is a goal, how it is, what do I need to do to be able to achieve that goal, why it's important to finish, and what do I need to be able to actually finish the goal, actually make it to the end. And so over the years, I've kind of worked on this concept. At one place that I worked at, I talked with the chef, and he showed me this document. It was a 3 for 30 that he had. It was very basic. The principle behind it was he would make 3 goals and work on it for 30 days. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I'd start working on it, but I'm like, what goals? What should I work on? And so I would start making 3 goals towards work. And I'd work really hard on those things. Again, that's just how I am. I work really hard on it. And I get 90% of the way done with those goals. And then I realized that the rest of my life was falling apart because I'm focusing on that goal and things would just crash and I'd stop doing it. I still gained a lot of, knowledge and like I said, I hit 90% of the goal. So I felt like, for the most part, I'm happy with where I was at. But because I was so focused on one area of my life, working on 3 goals for that one area of my life, everything just started falling apart and I'd have to, pull back. And I always had that struggle to keep that quote unquote balance in my life. And over the years, I've realized that it's not so much a balance, because when you think of balance, you're thinking of a, you know, work 50% of my life, home 50% of my life. So you've got 16 hours of awake time, so 8 hours is work and 8 hours is home. And as we understand in the food service industry, it ain't 8 hours. Um, if you're lucky, you can kind of keep it to about 8 hours, but sometimes it's 6 hours, sometimes it's 12 hours. You never know what's going on. And so it's going back and forth and back and forth. And you would have that difficulty, that frustration that my life is not balanced. I need to get 8 hours. And that's where I realized that it's more of a harmony. I was listening to this talk where he talked about the harmony of, instead of balance, we talk about harmony. And if you remember in one of my previous teachings, one of the previous master classes, I talked about that balance. What is that? There is no balance in this. It's all about harmony. And so that harmony, I started realizing, hey, you know what? There's really 3 different parts of my life. Okay. And it's not so much a time slot. It's not so much work and home, but it's more of really kind of maintaining that harmoniousness. The fact that I can focus on one thing as long as I don't forget about the others. And then I can focus on something else and then focus on something else and just kind of go around here and back and forth and just kind of play it around that way, maintaining a consciousness of the other areas of my life while at the same time focusing on one area of my life. And over time, that's kind of what I've managed to put into this 3 for 30 goal setting system that I caught. And so now I'm much happier. Like, I don't mind when it's the busy season and I have to work crazy hours. I don't mind it too much. Okay. But I know that that's only going to be for a season. I have worked into my life ways to be able to maintain my energy during that time, so I don't get burned out, even though I'm working a lot of hours. And I'm able to also take vacation. And when I'm on vacation, I am on vacation. I'm not thinking about work. When I have my days off, I don't worry about work because I know that through these goals that I've progressed and the work that I've done, when I leave work, I can leave work 100%. I don't have to think about it because I know that I've left work in a good position, in a good area, in a good way that whoever is coming in to replace me, to take over during that shift, they've got everything that they need to be able to be successful. And it is through all of these kinds of things that have helped me get this harmonious life where I have fun. I can take vacations. I can work like crazy. I can spend time with the family. I can do things that I love. This last couple of years have been absolutely amazing. And I want to show and I want to teach you how to get to that point. So here we are, 3 for 30. What exactly is this 3 for 30 that I'm talking about? So the whole thing is I call it the 3 for 30 persistence goals. And the reason why I say persistence goals is because it's something that you work on consistently and persistently. And it has less to do with actually achieving the goal. Again, like I say, that's who I am. 90%, It's less about actually hitting the goal itself and more about the things that you do that help you get to that goal. So when I talk about 3 areas of my life, there are the 3 P's. There is the professional part of my life. There is the personal part of my life. And there is my passion. Now, they all, I'm a chef. They're all kind of intertwined into that area. So what I want you to talk about when I'm thinking about the professional side, the professional side, the professional development goals, that is, how are you making money? What are you doing What are your goals to be able to make money? What are you doing to be able to create the business? Because you are your own business. It's not you working for somebody else. It's not their business. It's you as a person. You are the business. So what are you doing as a person in your area to build your business? What kind of skills are you working on? If you're working in restaurants, or you're actually in charge of a large team or things like that, what are you learning to be able to manage those kinds of things? The money of the restaurant, the money, the hours and the labor and the food costs and all of those kinds of things. That is your professional. Okay, that's how you make the money. That's how you get the money. Your personal. Your personal is who you are. Okay, your personal development goals, that has everything to do with who you are inside. Okay, it is also dealing with how you interact with other people. Interpersonal. It's the relationships. Okay, who you are, how you treat other people, how you show up for other people, how you interact with other people. That is building yourself. That is your personal development. And there are massive amounts of things that deal with personal development. For me personally, one of the biggest things that has helped me is this app that's only been out about 3 years. And it's called Growth Day. Now, I will put in the comments later what this app is, and I'll send you a link to it. It is an affiliate link, so I appreciate it if you do sign up for this program, for this app, that you use my affiliate link, okay? But regardless of that, it's an amazing app. It gives you a daily inspirational thing. It gives you a weekly masterclass with, people who do workshops that, 6-figure workshops is what they get paid for to do these workshops. And you get this every single week, 1 or 2 people every single week. You have courses, you have the ability to score yourself and to kind of internalize and build who you are as a person. Again, that is growthday.com. It is an amazing app. I will put the affiliate link in the comments below later. Okay, so that is who you are as a person, how you interact with other people. And the third one is your passion. Now, your passion is what lights you up, what inspires you, what gets that fire within you. It has nothing to do with other people. It has nothing to do with making money. It has everything to do with enjoying your life. So for me, I love the outdoors, so it could be camping. I also enjoy thoroughly music. Right now, I play the violin. I'm learning the classical guitar. So right now, my passion goal is to learn a violin piece, and get it to a concert level. And that's my passion. That's my passion goal for this month. So work and having those things that just kind of light you up. So what is it about those 3 areas? So like I said, the professional is about making money. The personal is about how you interact with other people, that relationship, and that fulfillment of community. And then the third is your passion. That's what lights you up. That's what gives you the fire. That's what you can look forward to. Okay? It's like, dude, I get to work on this. It could be, for example, I've got lots of passions. It could be riding a bike. It could be woodworking. I love woodworking. It could be, for you, maybe it could be a personal garden, building your garden and having that fresh, straight from the garden into your table kind of food. It really doesn't matter. It is something that has absolutely nothing to do with anything else except for what makes you happy. And that was the key that so many people kind of miss. Everybody talks about your professional goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? And this kind of stuff. And then your personal goals. What do you want to achieve? Your personal freedom, your financial freedom, your time freedom, and all this kind of stuff. but very few actually talk about that passion. What is it about your passion and what it is that makes you happy? What gives you that reason for living? Okay. So that is my 3 for 30 persistence goals. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull up a screen because I've got it actually here. Give me a quick second. And all right, let's move over. Here we go. So, what I've got right here is the 3 for 30 persistence goals. This is the sheet that I am offering to you for free. Okay. If you want it, go ahead and go to www.cookingphysics.com/3-4-30. That's it, 3 for 30. 3-4-30. So, persistence goals. This is a sheet that I've worked on. The great thing is, first you put your name. All right. And then you've got a section right here for the date. You just put today's date. And let me zoom in so you can kind of see a little bit further what this is all about. Okay. So what I want you to do when you're building this goal sheet is create a goal for each section that's going to stretch you, that's going to push you, it's going to be difficult for you. And then after you've made that goal, figure out what it is that you can do on a consistent basis. Typically, it tends to be, your daily or 3 times a week or something like that, but a consistent basis. That persistence is key when you're doing this. It needs to be something that is either a yes or no. That's where that whole SMART thing, I guess, kind of comes in. But it's considered as a standard. Consider it as your SOP, your way of being, who you are, okay? And that is your standard. Now, as you're working on this thing, for example, with the violin that I was talking to you about, my goal is to practice 4 times a week for 30 minutes. And I'm going to do it right before going to bed. Okay? And it's as simple as that. 4 times a week, 30 minutes, right before going to bed. If I know that if I am consistent in that aspect, I will eventually achieve that goal of getting a concert ready. I may have picked a piece that might be a little bit too difficult to actually get it to that concert ready level. And when I think about concert ready, I'm thinking full on memorized. Okay, so I may not actually hit that goal. But what this is about is the goal is giving you the vision. The goal is giving you the something that you're looking forward to, the thing that you're really trying to achieve. Okay, that's stretch goal. That thing that it's gonna be difficult. Okay, being able to do that in 1 month, I got a lot on my plate. I didn't do so well last week. I practiced it again last night, and I actually made it through the entire piece. And I'm like, okay. If I get back onto the horse and start going again, okay, I can probably make it. All right. So I still got that hope, even though I didn't practice a thing last week. So that is your standard. That is who you are. Just kind of figure it. That's your SOP. And so every single, 4 times a week, I will practice for 30 minutes on the violin. And if I'm consistent with that, I have a really good chance of hitting my goal, which is to have that piece concert ready. So then, as you're filling it out, you put here on your goal, you put the goal right there, and then you put the standard. The standard is what you're going to do. So the goal was to, have this piece concert ready. So let's go ahead and throw that in here. Goal, have violin piece concert ready. Okay, and my standard is practice 4 times a week for 30 minutes right before bed. Now, so what does that say? That's part of that SMART role. Okay, what you're gonna do specific. I'm gonna practice 4 times a week. Measurable, 30 minutes. Time bound. It's right before bed for 30 minutes. Achievable. Yes, that's something I can do. SMAR. Realistic. Is it realistic? Yes, it's realistic. It's something I can accomplish. Okay. That's that whole SMART piece. And then at the end of the week, you rate yourself. You can rate, the practice 4 times a week, yes or no. Okay. This right here, 1 through 10, this is where you sit down and you say, how close am I to achieving this goal? Right now, I'm probably at a 3. So I'd hit 3 right there. That's where I'm at right now. Okay. Hopefully by the end of this week, I'm hitting that 5. That's my goal. Okay. I want to be able to make it through this piece, not quite up to speed, but make it through the whole entire piece with, that's on a consistent, steady tempo and all that kind of good stuff. Where I hope to be at the next week, I hope to be sitting at that 8. I hope to be able to have it up to speed. And so then the rest of the next week, I'm working on the memorization. So that's kind of the thought, okay? But again, if you are able to hit all 3 of those goals every single week or every single month, you're not stretching far enough, okay? You need to make sure that you're only hitting about 2 out of the 3, or at least 1 out of the 3 every single month. But the standard, your standard that you're doing every single day, that needs to be consistent, okay? Does that make sense? So that's where you're like, oh, I only hit 90%. Yes, you hit 90%, but you were consistent every single day. So it's more about the daily aspects. Congratulate yourself on the daily aspects. That goal is a stretch goal. You may not actually achieve that, but you can achieve the daily aspects. You can follow those standards. So that's how I have managed to really understand goals. Because I can tell you, I've done the stretch goals too many times, and I work really hard for it, and I don't hit it, and I beat myself up for it, and then I'm like, forget it, screw it, I'm not going to do any more goals anymore. This is the part that I didn't understand. That the goal is to give you that vision. That goal is to give you a location to go towards. But what you're really focused on is that standard. What it is that you're going to do every single day or on a consistent, persistent aspect of your life to be able to, hopefully, by doing that, you will achieve your goal. Okay, so that's where we're at. Then the last part of this thing is you need somebody to hold you accountable. You need to have a person, a community, or anything like that, but who you are, everybody needs that help. I don't care who you are. You may be able to achieve a lot of goals by yourself, but if you really want to push yourself, if you really want to get further than where you're currently at, and you want to hit those stretch goals, those things that are difficult to hit, you're going to have an accountability coach. It can be a best friend. It can be a coworker. It can be your spouse. It can be, family member. You could have an actual coach that you're working with that becomes this accountability coach. It doesn't really matter, but it's somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Okay? The great thing about this process is that it removes that only on yourself. Therefore, if I don't make it, it's no problem. I'm the only one that knows about it. Because in all actuality, every single time that you make a goal, every single time that you say you're going to do something, you make that promise with yourself. You make that promise here, internally, and you know that if you don't complete it, you're not being honest with yourself. And we talk about honor. We talk about that integrity. And if we don't have that honor and integrity towards our own word, towards ourselves, then it makes it very difficult for us to be that way with other people. And that's where this accountability coach is. It allows us to hold ourselves to somebody else, and also hold ourselves accountable for what we're doing. So I structured this 3 for 30 persistence goals in a way that it can be a personal thing. But if you're leading a team, if you're leading a kitchen team or something like that, you can use this to help them. You can use this as a springboard to sit them down on a weekly basis. If you're a sous chef, sit down the lead line cook, sit down a couple of the other cooks on a weekly basis and be like, okay, how are you looking towards this? If you're an executive chef, sit down with your sous chefs or the other chefs in your that you're in charge of on a weekly basis and spend this time. And the great thing about this is too many times we're focused on business. We're focused on that professional goal. This allows you to get more personal with the person. This allows you to help develop them as a person for the company, as a person themselves, and as a person who enjoys their life. And you will get to know their passions, and you will get to know the things that they enjoy, and you can ask them about that. You can really be that friend, that mentor, that coach. You can really become that executive chef or that leader that inspires other people. And that's what this is all about. This is to help you on your own personal level, but it also will help you be that inspirational chef that I so strongly feel that we need in this industry. So please go to cookingphysics.com/3-4, the letter, FOR-30, and sign up and get this. It's an amazing resource. It has helped me out in my life, and I know it'll help you out in your life. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate everything that you guys are for showing up today and really talking about all this kind of stuff. Now, next week, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to find this accountability coach, how to find somebody who you trust, and to be able to trust them with these goals. So tune in next week, Thursdays, 1 o'clock Mountain, and I look forward so very much to seeing you guys. Thank you so very much, and I will see you, and we're out.